it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is Sketch Sunday, where Moira and I are revisiting the sketches that Christy has done in her 4 series of 30 Days of Sketches. So today's sketch was picked by Moira, and it's funny because I was actually looking at this one too when we were looking at picking sketches. I was like, oh, I really like this one. So I'm excited that she picked it because I really do like how this one turned out, and it came together very easily. So this was from series 2, day 3, and it is a Laura Whitaker sketch, which she is one of my absolute favorites. So I am going to start with the background papers, basically. So I'm choosing this pink, and then I have this scrap of like I was going to say in the woods, but that's not quite right. So it's got butterflies and like greenery. So I just measure it to the 8.5 and then just kind of cut it in an angle. And then I decide to make the upper one a little bit smaller. Now, I know I want to bring in a doily because it looks like a doily in the sketch. And then I am going to start working on some layers. So in the sketch, there are 2 photos, and they kind of read to me that they could be 4x6s, maybe. I'm not sure, but it looks approximately that size. Well, because I am working in an 8.5 by 11, I need smaller pictures, because if I put 2 4x6s, like that would really be the only thing on the bottom. So I have these 2 photos of us. We went on like an ATV trip to the cenotes, and they wouldn't let my son drive because he wasn't 16 or 18. I forget how old you had to be. And, you know, he's probably a better driver than I am when it comes to a quad. And so he was quite annoyed that he had to sit behind his mom and hold on to it. But I love the picture, but if you look at his face closely, you can totally tell he's annoyed. Juliana, on the other hand, had a great time, but was not looking at the camera. So, whereas Christopher, like, somehow knows where every camera is, and he's like, hey. So, they're kind of fun pictures, and they fit the sketch really well. So, I definitely want to bring in this blue, and this is the other side of that butterfly paper. So, I am going to end up doing a little bit of matting. So this particular piece of paper, on the bottom it said take the scenic, and so when I am doing the mat, I am making sure that you can actually see that part of the words, because that definitely was what we were doing. We were totally taking the scenic route type thing. Now, I was very careful when I put my adhesive on my doily so that I didn't rip it, because I have a tendency of doing that, which is no fun. And in the sketch, there is a tag, so I am digging through my tags, and I end up pulling these from Hobby Lobby. They are a paper studio, and they have pineapples and flamingos, and this one has like leaves. Now, the leaves on one side are like crazy bright green, like crazy, like I was like blinded by the green. So I flipped it over, and you still get that green, but it's quite muted. So it works out perfect. So now off to do a little embellishing. I decide to pull in another butterfly because there are butterflies on the paper, so why not? And then I'm going to use this word together as my official title. And then I just want to build up that cluster with the tag a little bit. So I'm going to add a floral, and that leaf does not go there, but that does. So that's for my little bit of journaling that will need to be done at some point. But there's something else that I put down there. No, I kind of was thinking I wanted an ampersand, but I couldn't find one that would fit or look right, so I kind of opt against the ampersand altogether. I thought I had added something else, but maybe not. So I am just going to adhere everything down, and then that's where that leaf is. It's just too big. Like, that leaf is bigger than the flowers. Like, what plant has leaves that are bigger than its flowers? Probably a lot of them, actually, huh? Now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, that plant. That plant's gonna go down there. There was potted plants all over, like, the hub of where we started before we got on the quad. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. And then I saw this scooter and I was like, oh, this scooter has to go on here. Like, I know we're not riding scooters, but it's kind of the equivalent of a scooter. And then the little potted plant can go on, like, the back, like we're driving the potted plant around. Or my son could be the potted plant since I was driving him around. So in the sketch, you can definitely tell that there is some stitching. So I did take it over to my sewing machine, and I only did the top because the bottom had already been stuck down, but I did stitch through my title, which is the first time I've ever actually stitched through any sort of title other than flat stickers, and my sewing machine did great, which, whew, I was really worried about. So I was talking to Amber, and she's like, yeah, that's very Missy Whidden of you. I was like, oh, maybe I should go find some thread and tangle it up and put it on there too. So that is going to do it for my layout. I am adding some finishing touches of some Spiegelmom scrap sequins on point, and I put that in 3 clusters. And I love when I have a butterfly to make a trail of sequins. Like, I just love that. So I have been super lazy and am loving using actually the tip of my fine line bottle to adhere or to pick up my sequins. It's working really well. I was thinking that I needed to buy a new jewel picker or even the crystal katana one. I was thinking, I need that. But I'm thinking this works pretty good. Like, it's like a one-stop shop. So, but I will definitely take your opinion, jewel picker versus crystal katana, if you would like to weigh in. I would be interested to see which one you would choose. So make sure you head over and look at Moira's take on this. And that's going to do it, guys. So we will see you next Sunday for another sketch. Remember to wear your crown. Bye.